right, my name is Ukorebi and welcome to Political Roundtable, a platform where we discuss politics, governance, and community development. But for today, we are going to digress a little and we'll be looking at community development and opportunities available for young people in Nigeria and narrowing it down to Cross River State. And we'll be looking at a lot of young people, especially in these times where we are in, are looking out for opportunities and how they can better off their lives and what is on the table for them. What has this government provided to ensure that the young person on the street is able to have a better life for himself? And to help me discuss this is the special advisor to the governor of Cross River State on grants and opportunities and interventions. And also, he also holds another office, which is the state coordinator for Africa Union Development Agency and New Partnership for African Development. He is no other person than Dr. Michael Ukorebi. Welcome to the program, Doctor.
Thank you very much for having me on the show. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's been
and
a long
I must
time.
commend you for the very wonderful work you're doing to keep our people informed in terms of politics, community development, and opportunities. I'm so excited to be on the show.
Thank you. It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Yeah,
It's been ages.
The last time we spoke should be just merely after 2023 elections.
Exactly, after the 2023 elections.
Okay.
Yeah.
So welcome to Political Roundtable.
Okay.
And let's look at AUDA. What does it mean, and how can a young Cross Riverian tap into the opportunities available in AUDA-NEPAD?
Yes. So, very quickly, like we all know, there is an organization that used to be known as the African Union,
Okay.
or Organization of African Union.
Okay.
And it metamorphosed into African Union,
Uh-huh.
following after the European Union.
Exactly.
So the African Union is a body that encompasses all African countries.
Okay.
Now, the African Union Development Agency / New Partnership for Africa Development is the developmental wing
Of African
of
Union.
the African Union.
Okay.
So, like in African Union, they have charters of what they intend to do, intervention across Africa and all of that.
Okay.
So the African Union Development Agency was put in place to be able to implement the developmental agenda of the African Union.
Okay.
So as the state coordinator of the African Union Development Agency and New Partnership for Africa Development, my office is responsible with interfacing with the African Union Development Agency office in Nigeria,
Okay.
as well as the transcontinental office in South Africa.
Okay.
And so far, we have been able to carry out intervention program for smallholders farmers.
So currently, what are the opportunities available?
Yes, I'm coming to that. Recently, we were able to coordinate in partnership with the African Union Development Office Nigeria
Okay.
to reach out to about 2,500 farmers
In Cross River State.
in Cross River State. So provided training for them. That event was actually held at Transcorp Hilton in Calabar.
Okay.
We provided
Now
training.
the Metropolitan Hotel.
Now the Metropolitan Hotel. We provided trainings for them and provided soft grants.
Okay.
And we have also been doing a follow-up.
So how much is the sub grant?
Okay, some got 50,000,
Okay.
some got 100,000
Okay.
each
Wow.
at that event that held at Transcorp Hotel. So, and it's focused on not commercial farmers,
Okay.
farmers that are into small scale farming,
Okay. For
that
subsistence
are
living.
within less than 1 hectare of
Okay.
land.
Okay.
Once you're farming in less than
Maybe
1
you have
hectare of
a
land,
garden in your backyard.
you have a garden. You
have
have
a plot of land that you're
exactly,
using.
and you're
Okay.
using for farming.
Okay.
We had rice farmers, we had yam farmers, we had water leaf farmers, and all of
This
that.
new kind of yam farming that they farm in sack bag.
In Sagbaks, we also had people who actually do that. So we brought them together, organized the training, the capacity development training.
What of
for
fish
them.
farmers?
And all of
poultry
that. Fish farmers, all of that, all of them
Okay.
were actually part and parcel of that. Beyond plants, we also have livestock. Livestock people who participated and benefited from that event. So basically, that's one of the programs that we have actually carried out. So this pilot phase is not actually to provide the direct intervention for expansion. This first phase is to develop their capacity, aggregate people within the sector, and just provide that. Remuneration was more like thank you for coming, your transport and all of that. So the next phase will be a phase where we're going to be providing intervention for all the participants at that.
So how many? You said 1,000?
No, 2,500.
2,500.
Yes, drawn from across the 3 senatorial districts in the state. It was on NTA, it was on channels, and major national dailies actually carried out that program.
How were they cut across the state? We know the 3 central districts. How did you source for these beneficiaries?
What we did was everybody who was interested in participating, there was a selection team. Because once you open it up for people to apply, every Tom, Dick and Harry who is not a farmer can decide to apply. So we had people on ground who went around and verified the farmers that they are actually farming. You take us to your farm, we do the verification, and then we were able to collate the data across the 18 local government area, and then we now did a short list and we're able to organize that program. Currently, there is a program we're running in partnership with the Cash Transfer Office, the Youth Empowerment Scheme, that is facilitated by the Executive Governor of Cross River State. And in that program, we intend to reach out, because of course one of the goals or developmental goals of the African Union Development Agency is to address the issue of poverty and reduce the number of poor people amongst us. So what we intend to do is we need to provide sustainable means of livelihood for people. We're going to be flagging off an initiative whereby 50 people in each of the political wards. We have 196 wards. We're going to be selecting 50 people across the wards who are into different skills and entrepreneurial skills. We'll provide training for them and provide them soft support to expand and improve upon their businesses. And then for the poor of the poor, who do not have any means of surviving and all of that and do not know where their next finances will come, we'll run a financial inclusion program for them where they will be able to have access to their NIN, have bank accounts.
9,000?
No, it's going to be more than that. Yes, about 9,800. 9,800. That's for the people who are going to be empowering with capacity to develop their skills and improve upon their business and improve upon whatever soft skill that they're using as a means of livelihood. Then we are also going to be reaching out to 100 people per ward, and that is over 19,600 persons. And these 19,600 persons are people who will provide basic means of sustenance,
so
like 50,000.
Why is this coming now? Is it politically motivated? Is it because of the forthcoming elections? Because this is 3 years in government, and you've been able to just share one success story of the 2,500 farmers, and now a year or few months to the election, the organization is now coming up with more than 20,000 persons that will be reached out to. Is it because of the forthcoming election?
So one of the areas I didn't emphasize is in the area of intervention and grants that we've been able to facilitate, to let you know that this is not just about politics. For government and every system, there is a planning procedure, there's a budgeting procedure. Government is about due process. Before now, we're also able to reach out to more than 3,000 people with 50,000 naira support, individuals and businesses. That was done in partnership with the Ministry of Industry. So there was a grant
people.
Yes, and all of that. There was a grant that was provided. I have a comprehensive list of all of those persons who participated. That was done by the federal government. We facilitated registration for people to be able to key in. This was before the election cycle. So for this coming in now, it has to do with due process, approval and all of that. So the purpose of this is not because of politics. The purpose of this, of course, Senator Prince Bassey the two is the governor who's putting the people's first. And he has brought up this initiative to see how he can carry those who do not have something to do and those who are also doing something to see how they can provide support for them to expand what they are doing. So basically that is why we're doing this.
You also coordinate a group in Cross River State. And I've listened to you several times talk about that group, and there is this phrase or sentence you use in describing that group. It's the single largest political, is it online and offline?
Socio-political organization in the state.
Exactly. So let's talk about that, your group.
Okay, so Cross River State Political Network, CRISPON, aka CRISPON, was founded 15 years ago. And it was founded as a socio-political organization that will provide a platform where young people can be mentored politically, and where we can use the platform to advocate on issues that affect Cross River State, as well as key in people into governance, as well as share policies and programs of government and see how people can participate, as well as make suggestions and recommendations to improve governance in our state. For the 15 years that we've been in existence, by God's special grace, online, we have over 40,000 membership.
Online?
On our group, on our Facebook group. The number of perseverance, we have over 40,000 across the world on that platform. And then on ground, we have over 30,000 membership. And
do you have a database?
Yes, we have a database. And beyond even the database, I can prove it to you. We recently held an endorsement event to commend Senator Prince Bassey Aderotuntu and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for their reforms at the state and the national level. And at the stadium, we had over 10,000 persons participating in Southern Senatorial District. These persons came from the 76 ward of the 7 local government area in the south. And of course, in the Central Senatorial District too, we also have our foot soldiers on ground. And the same thing in the north. And for these past 15 years, we've always had massive following, massive endorsement events, massive sensitization events, massive activities that have shown that truly, in as much as support group is concerned, in as much as political organization is concerned, Cross River State Political Network is number one. There is no ward in Cross River State or local government that we do not have members that is cut across. Now, before you go into asking certain questions, I also want to emphasize that within these 15 years, we've been able to ensure for smooth political transition in the state. We've been involved in the political process. We've also been involved in the agitation for the reclaiming of our oil well, and we've advocated for the Bakassi people. We've also been involved in facilitating access to intervention programs. During the COVID-19 pandemic, we were able to facilitate over 500 persons accessing over 1 million. That's over 500 million. There are a couple of other things. Scholarship programs, we've also been able to facilitate access, job opportunities across the state and all. So basically, this is
you've actually delved a little into what I was to ask. 15 years ago, I wanted to ask, 15 years ago, what motivated you to start up a group like Crispon? And what's the central theme, the objective of Crispon? And 15 years after, will you say that Crispon have achieved its purpose?
Okay, of course, Cross River State Political Network Crispon has been in existence for 15 years. I had shared some of the purpose and objective of Crispon. 1, provide a platform for mentorship. 2, advocate for issues related to the state. 3, recommend policies and programs that are people-oriented. Now, for these 15 years that we've been in existence, we have advocated and participated in governance. This participation that we have done ensured that as about 2013, I was selected as one of 30 people across the world by the United States government, an all-expense-paid trip in the US, where we were able to improve upon our leadership skill. And so far, we've also been able to facilitate for young people to come into governance. We have over 200 people who were facilitated for them to get first-hand opportunity to serve, to be appointed appointees of this current government. Of this government, yes.
200 from
over in the last previous administration, we had over 190. This current government will have about 200.
So across about 300 persons, not less than 300 persons from Crispon have been given opportunity to serve. So how did they perform? We know that most time when you give young people opportunities, they mess up. So do you have any reports like that?
Of course, we have areas where certain persons have failed in their responsibility. So for those areas where they have failed in their responsibility, we keep them aside, provide mentorship and training program, and have someone who is actually going to coach them. And interestingly, there is an automatic mentorship program that we have, that everybody who has an appointment within this government have someone that is working with him. So if you want to even count the number of persons we've been able to reach out through our mentorship program, right from the past administration, the past 8 years, and this current 3 years, we'll have over 600 persons who we've been able to mentor. Of course, going back to the question that what motivated the founding of Crispon, I looked at our state and I look at the country generally, and I asked myself one critical question: who are the people who influence what happens and who gets what and how? And I discovered that it was the political class, because I saw the big line, the big difference between the rich and the poor, the gap between the rich and the poor. And I said, okay, why is it like this? And I realized that the people in government can influence a lot. and I had a lot of ideas as to what should be done and the direction that we can mobilize people to. I decided to found this organization because a couple of years back, you hardly have a platform where you have people who will be ready to mentor and provide practical leadership. It was not in existence. So we had to set that up as a means of bridging that gap and putting our ideas into action. And of course, a state like Cross River State, we had young people in their 30s, some moving in their late 20s, serving as governors, ministers, commissioners, and all. But so far, in the past, how many years? Almost 24 years since the advent of democracy, you keep seeing the same faces and the same names. So we had to come up with something to see how we can push for our collective interests, and gradually we're bringing about that change.
As we begin to round up, let me just ask you this question. 3 years now, Prince Utu has been the sergeant of leadership in Cross River State. And just a few days ago, the government of Cross River State celebrated 3 years of his 3 years anniversary of this administration. And if you go to social media, you see that there have been a lot of backlash. Many people have said, compared to the amount, even previous.
The amount that the previous administration used to get.
Compared to what is coming in our revenue, both internally generated revenue. I know in the Ayade's administration, our internally generated revenue were within the benchmark of 10-12 billion naira yearly. But last year or 2 years ago, the chairman IRS of Cross River State announced about 25 billion naira in less than 1 year. And our FAC, allocation from FAC used to be in the region of less than 1 billion, highest 3 billion and all that. But currently, the least we've ever had should be around 5-6 billion. Have been coming in monthly. So compared to what we are receiving now, both internally and from FAC, people are trying very hard to look at the developmental the infrastructure on ground, education wise. In short, I think I have it on good authority that our education sector is actually dwindling in this current administration compared to what we used to have before, and putting it side by side with our revenue.
Okay, let me make certain points clear. For obvious reasons, because of the backlog of economic issues we've had, there's been a depreciation of the naira. And that is no fault of Senator Prince Bassey Ededotu.
That's true.
It's not even the fault of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because if you look at economic indices, it takes a lot of process and happenings before a currency will have currency depreciation. And because of the currency depreciation, there is inflation. So the question I would ask you very clearly, from what is coming into Cross River State, is a rhetorical question. If you want to compare it with the exchange rate of a dollar, how much is dollars before and how much is dollars currently? Okay. So if you were receiving certain amount of money that might sound huge to you, on the scale of the dollars and the scale of what it can provide you, you'd realize that it is possibly even lesser than what the other person was collecting. Okay. And from the little that we are getting in quotes, or from the much in quote that we're getting now, there's a whole lot that is happening. Okay. I'll start with the educational sector, for example. Do you know that right now there's been an upgrade in facility at the University of Cross River State? Then we used to have, let me land. I'll come there. There's been upgrading facilities. I'm just sitting there and I'm going to go into details. Then secondly, in terms of workers' welfare and the striking students, lecturer, management relationship, in the University of Cross River,
there's currently on strike.
In the University of Cross River,
you realize that,
you realize that it is far better in 3 years if they are having strike once. Okay. Compare the number of times that they have had strike before now in 3 years. Then it was like back to back. And this issue of strike is related to certain conflicts of understanding between the management and students. And also because of the overall riding interest of lecturers across the country. Do you understand? That's number one. Then number two, if you want to look at secondary schools, nursery schools, you realize that we had lower manpower His Excellency Senator Prince Bassey has employed over 2,000. I want to take it. When you were talking, I did not interrupt you. I need to provide you. I need to provide you with a practical guide. Okay. Whatever payments that they are making is not related to government. There are people who collect illegal levies.
It is.
You understand? Because in as much as I'm concerned,
why will you ask a student to pay for what is called student identification number?
Mr. Okorobi,
they are paying 1,000 naira.
No, if they are
student identification number, a number that the school or government is supposed to give to you. But they are asking me to pay to give me that number.
In terms of the output and the strikings is lesser in the tertiary institution. We've established a new university by upgrading College of Education into a university, and they recently got accreditation for over 15 new courses. Okay. There have been renovations in primary schools, in secondary schools. There have been employment of new set of workers, over 2,500.
I've not seen renovation.
After now, I'm going to provide you. I'm going to provide you with data
apart from government secondary school,
of what schools used to be like,
apart from
what school used to be like, and what it is now. And again, if you look at Cross River State, if you look at Cross River State as a whole, Cross River State is a big project site. The intervention and resources
to other bigger states.
The resources of government cannot be apportioned everywhere.
That's true.
And it is the intervention program and developmental project is done in phases. So if you look at some, like for instance, somebody recently showed one funny picture of a hospital, but refused to show other hospitals that have undergone renovation. They refused to show roads that have undergone construction and new roads. So there is always a sentiment about one-sided narrative. Talking about,
I'm not being sentimental.
I will not be sentimental, and I will not lie. It is true that there are certain areas in the state that needs intervention, but it is also true that a lot has been done under the Senator Prince Bassey led administration within 3 years. And I put it to you, it is on record in all areas, in health, in education, in intervention programs, in road construction,
for education,
in housing,
for education,
in governance, in security.
Apart from paying,
of course, you know that before. It is not possible
for security. For security, we give step out 100%. For security, we give 100%.
And you know why? Why it is easy for you to give him 100% in security?
Why?
Security is an indices that is easily relatable
to everybody.
Even but if you're talking about intervention, yes. If you're talking about education, infrastructural renovation and development, if you're talking about that, you cannot handle all of the schools because humans' wants are unlimited.
Not all of this. I'm looking at policies.
But if you're talking about
I'm looking at policies,
it has to be systematically done.
Apart from infrastructure,
and for what he has done these 3 years in the respective area, with the meager resources that we have, I tell you, if you give me an opportunity to score Senator Prince Bassey,
finally, let's look at President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. 3 years after, Nigerians are crying, Nigerians are suffering, and it's touching everybody. And Dr. Michael Nku, I will not believe that you will tell me that the hardship is not touching you.
Well, the truth is, before now, we know that our currency was unnecessarily overvalued.
I actually know you will go there.
It was unnecessarily overvalued.
I know you will go there.
And
you will not tell us that your government dropped subsidy.
I am explaining. It is a process. It is a process. Now, because of these accumulated economic challenges that we have been living on, and the economic facade that we've been living on, overpricing the naira, the corruption, systematic corruption, which has been in existence all of these years, we have a transformer in the person of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who came in, and one of the major sources of corruption that has led to some of the challenges we're facing today was the issue of subsidy. Where hundreds of billions, trillions of naira was expended for importation of products and services
all the
that was going into the pockets of certain people who are now coming now to say all of the things that they're saying.
All the presidential
so with the removal of fuel subsidy,
they will remove subsidy.
Most of those finances have been re-injected into the system
through the state governments,
and
people are
the local government,
in the states,
and even the federal government. Look at the Calabar Lagos Coastal Highway. It's shortening the distance, and it is working. Mr. Ukorebi, if you want us to practically feel the impact of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government, I'll take you there and you see it. And then you compare what some other people who were getting more resources than the current government, what they have been able to do.
More resources than the current government?
Yes, of course.
You won't say that now.
If you compare it to the valuation of the dollars, you realize that what they are collecting now, it is the accumulation of challenges in the past. We actually have challenges today. We know that there are a couple of challenges, I will not deny. But it is an accumulation. It is not Buhari. It is not Tinubu who brought about those challenges.
But when we had the PDP,
an aggregation and accumulation of issues over years is what has led to the challenges that we're having today. And for someone to come within 3 years to remove fuel subsidy alone is something that something that we should praise him for. It's something that we should provide support for, and to increase allocations to the local government, to increase allocations to states. Now, some of the challenges that they were having before, like borrowing monies to pay workers and all of that, is not happening. Rather, you realize that, like in a state like Cross River State, the governor is even employing more people.
Do you know my challenge with the subsidy removal? There was no backup plan. So I believe a sensitive government.
How can you say that there is no backup plan? I will fault you at that. Dangote today is producing, is refining.
After how many years?
And Dangote,
after how many years?
When did Dangote start refining product? Is it not after the removal of fuel subsidy?
Just last year.
So the government provided the enabling environment and support for
Nigerians.
So please, I want to appeal to Nigerians and Conservatives. The challenges that we're undergoing today is a challenge that is happening because of accumulated issues from the past. And Rome was not built in one day. Nigeria cannot be built in one day. Cross River State cannot be built in one day. Our resources are limited. If you want to compare the cost compared to dollars and what other people were collecting before, we are doing face-by-face development. 3 years is not enough to do all in Cross River State. We have done so much, and there's much more to be done. So and I promise you that Cross River State will be better. Come 2027, give Senator Prince Bassey to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu all the support that he needs to succeed. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
All right. Thank you. It has been a political roundtable with Dr. Michael Ukorebi. As you can hear from him, I wish there was time. There are a lot of questions I would have squeezed out of him, or answers I would have squeezed out of him. He's from the northern part of Cross River State. I would have loved to ask him, who is the natural leader of the North?
We don't have anything like natural leader in the North. There's nothing like that. If you want to talk about leadership, the highest political office holder in the North is the Deputy Governor of Cross River State, Right Honorable Peter Odi. And that's the direction he gives. After that, we have the senator who is from there. Okay. Anybody can give himself any nomenclature that he claims. But leadership is not something that is done by title. It is your action and the impact you make in people's life that makes you a leader. Not necessarily the title you give to yourself. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Make sure you like this channel. Tune in next week as we host another edition of Political Roundtable with Ukorebi Esien. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.